Hello fellow YouTubers! So we're back again for the day 16 update. Building wise I continued on my Knight Titan, but there's really not much to see yet. I'm just basically constructed him up to the waist, so it's just grey plastic legs at the moment. Not very fun to watch. So I thought I would catch up on some of the questions of the days that I missed. So let's see then. Here we have it. So I answered the day 16 but not the day 17 questions. Day 17. If you could make a miniatures war game either completely original or taken an existing intellectual property, what would it be? Be as detailed as you'd like. Well, that's a really good question. I had a few good ones, but they're actually making games right now that I should have answered if I had this question like 2 years ago. One they are making right now, you maybe heard of, is Alien vs Predator. For example, that sounds like it's gonna be an awesome game. They also brought back Mutant Chronicles, which is fantastic. And yeah, many more. So I don't really know the answer to that one. I don't have a clue, actually. I think if I split between the games that are actually going to be made or that are actually being made, pretty much covers everything I'm interested in, to be honest. What I'd like to do is bring back the Starship Troopers miniatures game again. I never really had the chance to get into that, but I always looked at the models and thought it was like a great setting for a miniatures game. Yep, so yeah, that's a bad answer, but that's all you're gonna get. So day 18, if you had $1 million bazillion that you can only spend on miniatures, on a miniatures war game, what army faction gang team would you buy a complete collection of right now? Well, if I had $1 million billion gazillion dollars to spend on that, I would actually not buy anything. I would get someone to make the stuff that I want. I would have them 3D print it and then yeah, cast some miniatures for me. So I have a lot of good ideas in my head, but I'm not really an artist, so I can't get it out on the, so to speak, onto the board. What I like to do, as this squad is a good example of, is actually to convert and change things that are made into my own version of them, so to speak. So yeah, it's quite expensive if you want to make your own miniatures from scratch and have them printed up and stuff like that. But yeah, if money wasn't an issue, then I would do that. If that also is not allowed, then definitely I would make a Knight army. So all Knight Titans, there's a list that you can use to make it, and it will take a good wad of cash to buy all those Forge World Knights, for example. Day 19 question. If you could go out right now and buy any model that you don't currently have in your collection, what would it be? Okay, so a lot of questions about what I want and need. Good thing is I'm currently in that position with work and such that I can actually buy many of the models that I really want. I saw one model yesterday that I really want to have, and that's the Solar Auxilia. Have a super heavy tank. Can't remember the name. Probably something with Bane or Sword or Storm or something like that. Basically it has 2 cannon turrets, not unlike the Orc version that is being made by Mega Team Ho at the moment. But yeah, they have a big honking super heavy tank with, I think, 4 last cannons on each side in sponsons, and a double battle cannon and another huge cannon on the top of it. Yeah, it sounds over the top, which it is, but it also looks really, really great. So I would love to buy that and add it to my small fledgling solar force that I'm actually gonna start working on in June. Yep. So yeah, day 20, week 3 wrap up. What is traditionally the hardest part of the challenge? The biggest hump to make it over is the 3rd week. So tell us, did you achieve your primary objective for week 3? Level 4 describe the narrative momentum of your fluff and bring us up to speed on how it's going. So I talked a bit about it yesterday. So wrapping up week 3 would actually be to show the veteran squad, but I actually showed that yesterday. And it was completed in time for day 20. Day 20 was the first day we gamed, and I had it packed in my bag, all ready to go. So I achieved my goal for that week. The narrative momentum of my fluff is, if you remember back when I said that week 2 was they managed to get back out of the trenches, do like a flanking maneuver on the loyalists, and traversing down one of the flanks of the Ulgar depression on Istvan 5. They actually launched an assault to drive the loyalists back, and with this latest victory they managed to smash into them with great force and aggression, and from the side take them a little bit with surprise, which had the result that the loyalists are breaking their lines and heading back towards their landing site. So we're driving them back currently, and yeah, let's see what last week, week 4 actually brings with it. So day 21, take your week 4 oath of moment. As always, end your oath with "on this paintbrush I swear." Level 4 describe the next creative objective of your narrative. So week 4 oath of moment is to actually build my Knight Titan. I won't rush the paint job, so I'm not gonna paint that up. But my oath of moment is that actually have it built by the end of week 4 and the last day of this month. And by this paintbrush, I swear to do so. The narrative story about that is that if I actually succeed with that, I will drive the loyalists back to their initial landing zones where the Iron Warriors are waiting in their cover, and they will pounce on the loyalists once more and begin the slaughter when they realize they have been betrayed. Yep. So yeah, let's head on. Let's see, 8 minutes. War Story Day, that's day 22. Share an awesome story from a miniature game or role-playing game. That time you killed Abaddon with a grot, for example. Wow, so many good stories. Just this weekend have a couple of stories in them. There was some hilarious stuff going on. I rolled really, really bad on my dice rolls the whole weekend, so I pretty much lost every game I played. And all my units whiffed, and there was chaos all over the place, except the last game where they actually performed very well. One good one was when we were playing on a big 8x6 board, and it was the end of the game, and everything was kind of drawing to a close in the middle of the board, where finally Fulgrim and Ferrus Manus was gonna engage in single combat. But far out on the other side, on one of the flanks where there was pretty much no one present and no one's eyes was looking at that direction, a lone Moritat, which is a dual gun wielding specialist in the army from my friend Mike's army, actually made it onto the board as he arrived on from reserves really late in the game, and it started running towards the middle to hopefully be able to get a few shots in before the game was over. And he ran for like one turn, a little bit into the board, and then the two knights the loyalist knight actually exploded, and we rolled on a shot, and It was a cataclysmic explosion, which meant that we used the really, really large 10-inch template to see how big the explosion was. And then you scatter the template, and it actually it actually scattered in a way that nobody else on the board who got hit by the blast, except the Moritat. He was the only one that actually got caught in it. So yeah, we ruled it like the Titan actually flipped over by the explosion and fell on that poor sod. And he rolled his save and actually managed to not get killed by that, which was pretty awesome. So yeah, he dodged the Night Titan and continued on, and actually ended up in the battle in the final show off. Yeah, so that was one great story, but there's so many war stories to be told like that. So let's move on to day 23 then. That guy, you know him. You love him or hate him. It's that guy at your local store. Most of us knows, yeah, where. You all know the question. Do you have that guy? Well, this question has been with us for, I think, all the challenges. I don't know for the first one. Yeah, I think it was in there. And yeah, like Mega Team said, it's ran out of guys. So it's no, we actually don't have that guy in our gang that plays with each other, because we're all good friends, and we actually, well, we have our own place where we game, and we are like 13 people that know each other very well, and there's no that guy because they don't get invited to play with us. That's as simple as that. Yeah, but there's been other guys on other events I've been to that actually pretty much just made up rules by themselves. Big games you played with armies you probably never met before, and then they just come up with rules like, oh, this guy, he can do this, and oh, your guy can't do this because he has this rule and that rule. And then well, I'm the kind of person that don't really want to confront them and make them pick up the rule book, so we just, well, I trust people, and then it turns out when you get home and check it that they were just talking bullshit. So yeah, that guy, not a fun guy to play with. So yeah, really glad we don't have someone like that in our regular group. So yes, let's see then. Number 24. What was your favorite book when you were growing up, and why? Favorite book when growing up? Well, I'm an old sod of a man, and yeah, I was always fascinated by a fantasy book, but when I was like in my 13 to 16 years, or maybe even up to the 20s, there wasn't much in the ways of fantasy literature making its way to Sweden, and it, to be honest, wasn't as much fantasy literature being written at all compared to today. So I read the Lord of the Rings, and that book just blew me away, and then I quickly devoured Bilbo and some of Tolkien's other stuff, and then yeah, Anne McCaffrey's Pern books as well. Like the dragons, but like the thing they fought, those strange like angel hair things that fell from the sky. I never really liked that one. So yeah, I think I will go with Lord of the Rings. That's my favorite book, actually. But since then, there's been a lot of books that really like been favorites. I remember reading Gemmel's book. I wonder what the English title is. It's called Belägringen in Swedish, and probably something like the Siege or something like that. It was a story about a castle with I think it was 7 walls that were being besieged by an army of barbarians, and he told a story about that battle and things that led up to it, and that's one of my favorite books. It was pretty awesome. Not a very, how should you call it, sophisticated book, but great fun and action, and yeah, I love that one. So in my youth, when I was growing up, it was Tolkien's Lord of the Rings, and then yeah, Gemmel. He makes really fun books. And yeah, and then we're up to day 25, which was yesterday, and I already answered that question then. So I'm gonna leave it there. This week is really busy with work, so hopefully it's gonna get wrapped up tomorrow or the day after that. So I'm gonna have let's see, like Friday and Saturday to really get stuck into building that night, so we'll be able to finish it. But yeah, good luck with the rest of the projects. I'm really enjoying following along, and yes, just a few days left, so hang in there guys, and we'll make it to the end. See you tomorrow. Bye.